This is a Fish Baby Daddy production.
Okay, so what I'm going to show you now is the compilation of a series of like little mini videos of how I got from Florida to North Carolina and the breakdown of how I was able to go through all of that, the struggles and the challenges and all of that. So you'll see a compiled of a couple time-lapse videos, and that's how we're kind of putting this all together for this big move that I moved my entire fish room from Florida to North Carolina, and how I was able to put it all back together. So here we go. Hope you enjoy. Fish Baby Daddy here, just trying to get this move going, and I'm tired, but I gotta keep chugging along. So you can see here I got all the buckets, and what I'm doing behind me is that I'm not feeding the fish for a couple days. I want to make sure that I'm not feeding them so that they're not producing any waste. So when they're going in these buckets, they're in there for a couple days, they're going to be okay. So just want to kind of give you a backdrop a little bit on the preparation. And then tomorrow we got to break down these tanks and start getting them in the buckets. The goal is that we're going to get them in on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday nights in the buckets. And then we're going to try to get everything going here on Friday, and they'll be in their new homes. So we are attempting this, and we're going to pull this off. It's just a multi-stage thing, and it's going to take some time, but we're here for the journey. Some of the things I want to show you that I'm going to be using in the bucket to actually help offset any ammonia is I'm just going to put just a little bit, like a dusting of this stuff in there. It helps remove some of the ammonia that potentially be in the tank, or in a bucket in this, for this matter. And I don't want to put a lot of this in, because what it'll do is you put too much safe in, it will actually deoxygenate the water and the fish won't be able to breathe, so it'll be counterintuitive. I also got some of this poly filter. This is actually stuff you can actually put in, help absorb some of that nitrates, and more importantly the ammonia. It'll actually change color. This is probably a little bit too big, but I'd rather have too much than not enough. I'm going to put those in the buckets too. And just wanted to give you a little backdrop. We got plenty of buckets. I'll have lids and battery pumps, and all this is going to be broken down tomorrow, and we're going to have everything in the buckets. We'll see how we can pull this off. Okay, check it in here. We're on day 2 of this phase of trying to get everything going here. So I got everything out of the apartment, and now I gotta empty out all these tanks tonight. So if I look tired, I am. Heat index was extremely warm today, and I did it all by myself. My neighbors helped me a little bit. I'm very entirely thankful, but I want to break down these tanks. I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it. Okay, so they're all full right now, but I got some stuffed containers here. I can pull out some of that wood and rock, and then there's all my buckets. I got the pumps all ready to go with the batteries, so I'll show you that here in a second. And then I got this all that I got to break down. So next time you see it, you're going to see all the buckets and how we're breaking all this down. Okay, Fish Baby Daddy wanted to give you a little bit of an update. I thought last night it was going to take me about 3 hours to drain the tanks and get them in the buckets. It took me 7 hours. And I hardly got any sleep. I want to thank my neighbors. I just met them. They haven't been here that long, and they helped me move a tremendous amount of stuff yesterday. I had no idea if I was going to have enough room for the tanks in the U-Haul, and we got it all in. It fit like Legos, and it just barely got in. So, got it all in. It's exhausting, and I can't believe I pulled this off so far. So, I'm going to show you here real quick the breakdown of the buckets, and we'll take a look at it right here. So you can see with the buckets here, I got battery operated pumps with air stones for the most part in all these. And then what I'm going to do is these battery pumps should actually run for 48 hours. I had them running last night. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have them run last night, all today, and all tonight. And then tomorrow morning, I'm going to switch out the batteries just to play it safe. Make sure all the pumps are working, they're aerating, and there's no kinks in the hoses at all. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get them in the Honda CR-V, And we're gonna actually drive all the way to North Carolina tomorrow for 10 hours. It's gonna take roughly about 10 hours, probably with the U-Haul. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna stay in a hotel. I gotta make sure that I just keep the temperature at roughly about 75 degrees. That's where I wanna actually be. I don't wanna get too cold in the car, and I don't want it to be too cold in the hotel. So I'm sure my dad will be thrilled, but it's for the fish, right? It's all for the fish. So I'm gonna do a water change tomorrow morning, new batteries, and then we're gonna have, fingers crossed, we're gonna do the transport. We're gonna go Thursday night, going into Friday, and then Friday I'm gonna start setting up the tanks and just get some water in these guys, you know? And then I just gotta do some water changes every couple days to make sure that, you know, we can get these tanks cycled properly. So that's it so far. And so that's the update. So here's the batteries, here's the buckets. We got it all in here. Did a big water change. Thanks to my dad, helped me out. We got these all ready to go in full transport. We got 11 buckets, all the fish. New batteries, did a little water change. Got some poly filter in there to actually remove some ammonia potentially. And these should be good to go until Friday afternoon. So we got all Thursday, all Friday, and we should be good. So battery pump should run for about 48 hours. It's Thursday morning, so we should be good. Set for North Carolina here, and here's the next phase. Okay, so here's the room. Looks like a bomb went off in here, and I have to somehow pull this together so I can actually get fish in here very quickly. So I had to get everything going, and you can see that I have the pumps. And so we were on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, now we're going into Friday, and I gotta get these guys in. So wish me luck. See how it looks here when I fill it up. Okay, so you can see, still got a lot of stuff going on here, but the tanks are full. I got the fish in there. I got them feeding, got some plants. I gotta get these lights going. These lights have not been on, and I gotta get these up. Time's of the essence. Next couple days, I'm gonna actually get the lights up. I gotta get all these boxes squared away so I can get everything into that closet. Gotta get organized. But it doesn't look like it, but it is coming together. It just takes a while. Okay, so here's the finished product. I got the RO system running through the bathroom. I'll show you that here in our video real quick. And I got the brine hatchery going. And then I got that little fry system going in just in case I get some babies going. Plant tank, still got to work on that a little bit with some aquascaping a little bit. And there's some aquascaping that probably needs to be desired here, but I'm just glad that I got everything set up and we're good to go. So I got everything. Fish Baby Daddy is back in business. So we're going here at North Carolina. Took about a week to get everything officially set up. I feel good about it. This is my little mini fish room. Over here, I got the buckets. The one on the right's already filled up with RO water. And then in here, you can see I got a line. So there's a bathroom that I actually have everything set up, and it runs in here, and I run it up over the shower. So I'm gonna turn this light on so you can see it. So you can see the line, and I got some hooks, goes over the shower and down and back down the toilet. There's the RO system on the floor. Wastewater goes into the sink, have it hooked up, and we are all ready to go. Don't really need to use the RO water too much, which is kind of nice because my tap water is between 116 and 100 TDS, which is extremely soft. much different than what I had when I was back in Tampa, where the TDS was 350. So 350, putting in saltwater fish is probably not a good mix. So I can't keep this door ever really completely closed, which is fine. I still can use the shower. It's actually still very workable. And I like having these buckets right next to each other, side by side. So it's pretty nice. So basically your left has a TDS of about 14. Because I have a new RO system. The RO system actually runs a lot more efficient, a lot quicker. Probably only takes me about 15 hours to get 100 gallons. Where before I had an RO system, didn't change out any of the filters or anything in it, and didn't change any of the stages. And we were looking at something that was taking me like probably 2 days, if not 3 days, of just running the water constantly. So this new RO system I got, things are moving a lot faster. And so I feel pretty good about that. And again, just want to show you one more time. Kind of like the before and after. And boy, let me tell you, it was a disaster in here. I am so glad that I got everything kind of squared away. So the fish room, it's up and going. It took a ton of time, ton of energy, and I am so glad this project is finally finished. Big move, to say the least. I'm still tired, and I'm still tired even thinking about it. When I put this video together, I'm gonna be looking back at some of these videos, and I don't know if I ever want to recap some of this. It was a lot of work, and it was difficult, but we got it done, and the move is complete. And we will keep posting videos and keep getting things going. Until next time, Fish Baby Daddy.